If you have invested into Apple, you're probably wondering what is in store for this mega stock. This stock is known to be a $1 trillion stock in terms of capitalization, and it's an extremely valuable stock to own. But in today's market, where the stock is trading below the 200-day moving average line, is it a good value buy? Does it have the same growth potential that it used to have? Let's analyze this, but technically this time, just to make sure if this is a good time to enter the stock, or should you wait and pause and maybe decide at a different date. So the first thing you look at is the earnings. So the earnings came out positive as always. Apple is rarely a stock to disappoint you. They will either match earnings or exceed earnings, and that's one of the beauties of like owning a stock such as Apple. Now, in terms of the stock itself, it has gone down. It's really, technology has taken a major hit, and Apple is also struggling. Now, if you look at the moving averages, and like in today's world, like moving averages is like one of the fundamentals into technical trading, and not the fundamentals, but the fundamentals into technical trading. So the 50 period moving average, which is highlighted by the purple line, and the 200 period moving average line have crossed each other. And in terms of the technicals, that's called as the death cross, and that's something that we should never see, and it's a bad sign that if it ever happens to a stock, because that means like the stock has a potential to go into a downward spiral, into a recession or into bankruptcy, and like it never reaches to that stage. It generally tends to bounce out of it. But let's analyze it and see if that's in store. So what Apple's done so far in the month of May is that it's found a good base. You know, there have been a few days where it's been bouncing up and down, and it's formed a good base around the 137 mark. It actually intraday did go down to the 132. So if you look back in history, let me just go back and show you how Apple's performing. Apple has touched this around the September, October of last year in 2021, but it has been always on a steady uptrend. So if you look more and more back, Apple's not a stock to like let your investments just like stagnate, except for the big drop in March of 2020, where it was trading at around 56. It's tripled its price since then. So what does this mean now? Like, you know, where does Apple head from here? So the good thing that has happened, and this is just looking at the daily, I'll look at the weekly very soon to give you a better perspective. But looking at the daily, the Apple's actually taken some support at this 20 period moving average line. And this 20 period moving average line is just playing it's like a palm holding these candlesticks in its hand. By doing so, by just holding these candlesticks in its hand, it's kind of playing the god for Apple and making sure that it carries it further higher and higher. So it all depends now. If you've gone into Apple right now, not knowing what it is or where is it heading, my advice to you is to just pay attention to this particular palm, the palm of God, or the palm of like the CEO Tim Cook of Apple, that's trying to hold it, caress it, make sure it heads higher. If it breaks through this palm, then it means a bad sign. That could mean that the stock would go back down to its 137 levels. And if it heads higher, it's going to head higher towards the 155 mark, and the 155 will again, and then after the 155 will head towards the 155.97, which is a 200 PE moving average. So that's going to play an important role in acting as resistance, where the stock would have to really push through these two lines of resistance to come out free. And then after that, I would advise you go strong into Apple. Like, you know, after this line, after 156, 157, go strong and hard, because that's where it's going to touch the all-time high to 180. So this is free money, I would say. If it goes up, maybe it's going to bounce again. Apple's not a straight mover upstream, or like it does have a lot of fluctuations, but in terms of the way it performs, there is a lot of growth potential. It can touch its all-time high very soon, and you'll make a lot of money with the growth if it hits there. So be cautious if you're into the trade. Keep your stop losses around the 147 maybe below. So I would recommend 146 just to be on the safer side, and let it rise towards the 155. It may or may not touch it, but that's where I see it right now. So before I end this video, I just want to look at the weekly. Weekly is important to give you a better perspective of the market as well. As you can see, the weekly charts are more clean. I would advise you, if you can, if you are a trader between 3 days to a couple weeks or maybe a month, stick to the weekly. In this time frame, I would advise you not to go too long because the markets are very volatile. It's never been as volatile as it is right now in the history of the markets. So my advice to you is that, yeah, the market's trading higher, and I feel that it's going to go towards the 153. And that's the purple line that you see there. It's going to touch it, and then it may just either decide to like bounce down a little, or it may just break it open. And then if it breaks open the 153, so that's what I said, around the 156, 157 is to go full steam up into buying it, because you're buying it between the purple and the yellow line, which is a good buying zone. So just wait for that period and then go hard into the market. Until then, be a little cautious. We still are into a speculation mode. If you want to make a quick cent, maybe trade between 151 and 153, but that's the most I can advise you on Apple. So I hope this was helpful. This is just technical analysis and looking into the earnings. My focus is more on the technicals, because candlesticks tells you what the market or what the financials won't always tell you, because the market reacts to how the stocks are performing through the candlesticks, through the stock patterns, and that's what I'm trying to analyze for you. So I hope you found this helpful. Do write in the comments if you like me to analyze your favorite stock, if it's a different stock that I haven't covered, or if it's a stock that's a niche and you would like me to look into. I could do that for you as well. So with that, thank you, and I'll see you in another video.